If you're constantly buying clothing that you end up never wearing, I'm going to give you a few questions to ask yourself before you make those purchases so that you can make the most out of your closet and always wear everything you buy. The first question to ask yourself is, where would I wear this to? So everything you buy and put into your closet needs to fit your lifestyle. If you don't have a place to wear that clothing to, you shouldn't buy it. For example, I love blazers, but right now I really don't have anywhere to wear blazers to. I mean, you can wear blazers anywhere, but my lifestyle right now is very casual. I'm working from home. I just run out to do some errands, and I hang out in very casual settings with my friends. So I don't really need a new blazer, and I have stopped myself at least 3 or 4 times during the last few months from buying a new blazer because I know I will have nowhere to wear it to, and it's just going to sit in my closet. And the opposite is also true. You might really like the athleisure aesthetic, but if you are constantly needing to be a little bit more dressed up and put together for your job and for your personal life, then you're probably not going to be able to wear those athleisure clothes. If you really like a way a certain piece looks aesthetically, but it doesn't really fit into your lifestyle, you can always try and get something that is similar, but a little bit more practical for what your lifestyle needs are. So for example, if you love blazers and a tailored blazer is just a little bit too much for your daily life, maybe a knit blazer would be a great option. Maybe you like long flowy dresses, but maybe some materials can be a little bit too dressy for your needs and your day-to-day life. So going for something in maybe cotton or linen will be much more useful. Another question to ask yourself is, does this piece take me closer to the style that I'm building for myself? Will it make me feel like myself when I wear it? Does it transmit the image that I want people to perceive when they see me? Clothing needs to fit your personal style. So if you're only buying trendy items, or if you're just buying things because they are must-have from other people's lists or wish lists, then they might not be adequate for you. And if you don't feel your best in them, if you don't feel like yourself when you're wearing them, they'll probably just sit at the bottom of your drawer. I think asking yourself if this piece takes you to where you want to go style-wise is so powerful, because it really makes you reflect whether or not that piece is going to add to your personal style. And I know that for myself, I do like different aesthetics that aren't actually my personal style. So I might be drawn to a certain piece because of its pattern or because of its shape, but I know that it's not really the style I'm trying to build for myself. And when I end up buying those pieces, I either end up not wearing them, or I end up not feeling like myself when I do wear them. And another way you can evaluate if that piece fits into your personal style is by asking yourself if it represents your style words. So in my case, my style words are classic, tailored, elegant, and alluring. And if I ask myself, does this piece hit at least one of these words, and it doesn't, I should put it down because it's not going to feel like me when I wear it. Ideally, you will hit more than one word with the piece you're trying to buy. So 2 or 3 words would actually be ideal, but it's not always possible. And I think it would be a little bit challenging to only have pieces in your wardrobe that fit all of your style words. So it's okay for it to only fit 1 or 2, but definitely have those style words be present in the new pieces that you're buying so that you'll feel like yourself and you'll start building the closet that you've always dreamed of. Another super important element of choosing new clothes that will go well with the rest of your wardrobe and will make you want to wear it is making sure that it's within your color palette. If you don't have a color palette yet, I strongly suggest that you sit down and figure out what are some of the key colors that you would like your wardrobe to be made up of. Start with 1 dark neutral and 1 light neutral, and one accent color and build from there. You could also grab a piece of clothing that you absolutely love and use the colors that are present in that piece and build your color palette from there. So suppose you have a printed dress that has 3 or 4 colors, you could use those as reference for the rest of your closet. And having a color palette will make mixing and matching your entire closet so much easier. It's something that really changed my life. And I know I've mentioned this in a few of my videos, but it was really very impactful for me to have my color palette. It can be really hard to mix and match a piece that is a color that's totally different from anything that you have in your closet and that doesn't really go together with any of the colors that you do have. So you're just giving yourself extra work to be able to figure out which colors go well together. So if you already have that color palette set up and you're always buying clothes that fit into the color palette, it's gonna be a no-brainer when you reach into your closet to pick an outfit. I have been so guilty in the past of just buying clothes because I like them without paying attention to their coloring and then figuring out that I really couldn't mix and match them together. My first experience with a 10 by 10 challenge was almost a complete failure because I was trying to put things together and I realized that the colors did not make sense with each other. So yes, I am very passionate about color palettes. If you're finding this video helpful up to now, I would love it if you would click that like button down below to let me know. Thank you. Another very important factor that you need to figure out before you make your final decision on your purchase is, does this fit me well and does this flatter me the way I want it to? And this is independent of your style. If you like things a little bit on the oversized spectrum, or if you prefer them to be a little bit more fitted or even very figure hugging, it doesn't matter. What matters is that it actually fits you and also that it makes you feel your best when you're wearing it. How many times have I tried on clothing that are a little too big or a little too small or don't really hit me exactly where I'd like to, where I find is more flattering on myself. And when I decide to take that piece home, I either end up never wearing it, or when I do actually pull it out to wear, I'm always uncomfortable and I just don't feel my best in it. This is also true for clothing that is awkward to wear. So some pieces are just weird and they're not very well designed. So they really require you to be adjusting them every time you move around. Those pieces are kind of a pain in the butt to wear, and you're going to be self-conscious every time you do if you're always having to adjust yourself to make sure that you look the way you're supposed to look in that garment. So I would also stay away from pieces that need constant adjusting and fiddling with. Of course, tailoring is always an option. So if something is a little bit bigger or longer than you would like, you could always take it to the tailor and see how much it would cost to get that altered to fit you better. But I would suggest only doing that with pieces that are a little bit higher end, because some tailoring can be very costly and some tailoring is just impossible to do or comes out really expensive because the tailor just has to pull apart the whole piece to be able to put it back together, so it's not really worth it. You might as well try and look for something that fits you and is more flattering right off the rack, or that needs just minor adjustments like getting a hem done or getting the waist cinched in. Also, stay away from anything that is uncomfortable to wear in terms of material. So if it's scratchy, if it has seams that are itchy, if it's 100% polyester and it's supposed to be for summer, it's probably not a good idea. I bought this dress off of the internet once and I thought the pattern was so cute at the time. But when it came in, the material was awful. It felt like it was an umbrella. You know that plasticky material that umbrellas are made of? It almost felt like that, but a little bit thinner and softer. And it was supposed to be a summer dress. So I did not wear it very often because it was just very uncomfortable. It even made sounds when I walked, like squeaky, plasticky sounds. And yeah, I don't recommend getting fabrics that are uncomfortable or inadequate. And the last question I want you to ask yourself before you buy a new piece so that you can love it and wear it is there something in my closet right now that I would wear instead of this? So if you're buying another pair of jeans and you think to yourself, do I already have jeans that if I had to grab one of these, I would go for the ones that I already have instead of these new ones? And the answer is yes, I would pick the ones I already have. Don't bother getting the new ones. You'll probably always reach for the ones you already have, and the new ones will just sit there unused in your closet. This is really helpful for similar items. I am all for having more than one of some staple item in your closet, especially if it speaks to you style-wise, if it's very part of your style, but make sure that they are different enough to cause an impact. You don't want a closet full of clothing that looks like each other, where you're constantly reaching for your favorite piece and ignoring all the other ones that are just lookalikes. And this is a trap that I think a lot of us fall into. We love something, it becomes a staple in our closet, and we just start buying a whole bunch of clothing that looks very similar to that. So if you do ask yourself this question and the answer is, well, this looks different enough that in certain situations I would go for this new one instead of the one I already have, then yeah, definitely go for it. Hopefully asking these questions will prevent that you acquire clothing that just gets stuck without wear in your closet. But if you feel like you have nothing to wear in your closet, then you should watch this video right here where I explain why that happens and how you can fix it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.